the Art of Grooming. So we're going to talk about different breeds, and today we have Jack, who is a Wheaten Scottish Terrier. And we're going to talk about the Scottish Terrier, and we're going to talk about how grooming can affect what they look like and how they show and how they do in the show ring, and then just as a pet. Most of us have rescue dogs. We have dogs that are a certain breed, but they're not show dogs. They don't show in the ring. So the point of grooming is to make them look like they're in the show ring. So a little bit about the Scottish Terrier. There's 3 colors that the Scotty can come in. This is Wheaten, and Jack's about 1 year old. So his furnishings are still growing in. They're not all the way down to the ground yet. So that'll keep growing as he gets older, and his furnishings will fill out his skirt and everything. So he's still got a little ways to go, but he's 1 year old. And there's also a brindle Scotty, which is like a black and white together with red also in there. And then there's also just solid black. So there's 3 types of Scotties. And there's also 2 types of terriers. Scotties are the short-legged terriers. There's short-legged, long-legged. Short-legged are the terriers that actually, they call it go into ground. Terrier is actually, the name terra is derived from the word ground. So it means go to ground. So you have your short-legged terriers, which is like the Scotty, the Westie, the Sealyham, Dandy Dinmont, and also, who is not a terrier, is a Dachshund. A Dachshund will go to ground. And a big characteristic of them is a big chest right here, which when they go into the ground, fills up their lungs and gives them air, while their legs fold back and they can dig while they rest on their brisket. So that's why Dachshunds have a deep chest, because they also go to ground. And what go to ground means is they actually go into the ground after prey. They go, Scotties were badger hunters. They were very fierce prey dogs that went after badgers, that they had to go in and be fierce. They have this long beard to where if the badger's snapping at them, you let this grow where the badger will snap at that and get hair instead of their face. And also, if you look at a Scotty's teeth, they have large canines. This has the pound per pressure of a German Shepherd. And if you've ever been bit by one, you'd never forget it, because they are strong. And believe me, I have been. It hurts. And so they're small dogs, but they're very fierce dogs. Long-legged terriers are like your miniature Schnauzer, your Airedale, which is the largest terrier. They're called the king of terriers. They're the largest, all the way down to like your Parson Russell Terrier, your Jack Russell, and also your Welch and your Lakeland Terriers. So the only difference is they have longer legs, and those type of dogs do not go to ground. They are above ground. They will be let loose to hunt fox or vermin on the ground. So a Schnauzer, instead of going in a hole to catch vermin, will just pull up on the ground and go after them, grab them, shake them, throw them to the side, and go get another one. So, but the Scotties and Dachshunds will get in a hole, and Dachshunds were also bred to fight badgers as well. So the tail is what they used, as with a Westie. This is the tail that they would pull them out of the hole with. That's why they have this tail. So they would go in the hole, because once they got in there, they would not come out, because they were so fierce. They wanted to kill. They were so prey driven. You had to reach in there and grab them by the tail to pull them out of the hole. So lots of the short-legged dogs have this type of tail. So a Scotty's coat, usually you hand strip terriers, and that all hand stripping is pulling out the dead hair that's in the coat. And it's natural when they were used for working. It was natural for them to run through brush and to strip themselves. So they would automatically just naturally strip the top of their head, sides, ears, and then this top jacket. They would just strip that out in the brush. And this usually did grow a little longer. So most of us do not strip our terriers. So what we do is the art of grooming is trying to make it look as close to the show ring dog and the what is in the AKC as their conformation. So if you look at the conformation of a Scotty, they're a rectangular dog. They're a little bit longer than higher. You want a fist to come right here underneath, and that's where the brisket comes down to. And also the tail is to be about 7 inches long. And then you want to, and then they have the beard, they have the eyebrows, and they also have the tufts of hair behind, in the middle of the ear. And that is to keep dirt out of the ear and to keep the ears clean. So you leave a little tuft there, and that's what we'll do. With hand stripping, you're looking for a tight jacket. You want this to be really tight. When you hand strip, the coat has to be in show performance. The coat has to have a soft layer of undercoat underneath with a wiry coat on top. So you will let this, you can pull out all of the undercoat with a stripping tool, then strip the hard coat, and as it grows in, you maintain the wiry coat over the soft coat. So you create a kind of shingled look as you go down. It's really beautiful when they're hand stripped. But like I said, we don't hand strip much. So what we do is normally with grooming, we use a 4-blade for terriers, which kind of gives them the look of what they would look like, or the length they would look like when they are stripped. So we're going to use a 4-blade, and we're going to take this top off, Jack, and kind of go from there. So we're going to do that first. Hang on, Jack, come back. So we're going to take this off. Now our blending line, you're going to go over this muscle, this back strong muscle that Scotties have. You want to place your hand right there, and that's where the muscle that you want to expose. Then our blending line is going to be to where the ribs spring, which is about halfway down. Scotties have a huge rib cage, a heart-shaped rib cage. So you want to go down about halfway into that. And another piece of the art of grooming is if you want your dog to look shorter or taller, you take the line up or down more. So if you want a dog to look taller, you're going to take the line down more. But if you want them to look shorter, you're going to come up higher with the line. So we're going to blend him in. We're going to expose these muscles on the back. Nope, somebody's at our door. Somebody's here, Jack. So we want to get this as tight as possible. We want to keep going over it. And then we're going to show this side. There we go. So we get our jacket blended in, which is what this is called, where you strip. This is called their jacket. So this is the number one issue that can be fixed with grooming. The top line is supposed to be perfectly straight. When you hold the tail up and when you stack in the position, this is supposed to be straight. So you can see Jack's is a little off right in the middle. So what we're going to do, hold on, buddy. We're going to comb this up and we're going to scissor it to where it's more straight. Just in that area where he has a little bit of unevenness in his top line. And then you go back, stack them back up. And you can do it again. And then here you want this fill to come up, to fill behind the tail. So it's more of creating an illusion. So there's your straight top line. And what you're going to do here, which I did not do, you can leave a little feel here of hair where you go down, then it kind of curves, then straight. So that's the profile you want to have. You can also comb this up a little bit and scissor this in. So there, once we get that tail up, straighter top line. So now we go to the tail, and like I said, Jack's only a year old. So his furnishings have not grown down to the floor, but they will. So they're going to grow just to floor length. Now, speaking of the tail, the Scotty's tail is supposed to be about 7 inches long. You can get a ruler out and check it however you want to do. If it's over 7 inches, you want to cut it as short as possible. If it's under 7 inches, you want to let it grow on the end. So Jack's is about right. It's about 7 inches, maybe a little less. But Scotty's have a carrot tail. And what the carrot is, it's like an inverted Christmas tree. It's thick at the bottom, then goes shorter as you go up. So you trim all this. You want a thick base. Good boy. Short up to the tail in the back. And then we fan this out. And we take this wider at the bottom and slowly trim in. And do that on both sides. Then on the top, we're going to leave a little more hair than what's on the bottom. This will help round out the look into the top line. So we're going to trim this, but not as short. And there we have the carrot tail. So we want real thin on the back. And with the Scotty, you want to balance everything out. You want as much in back as in front. You want all this to balance. So his furnishings are still growing in. We're going to leave those be. We've already got his nails and ears done. And then we're going to take thinning shears and thin in the sides. We're going to make this line less obvious. And with Wheaton's, it's harder to do because of the hair is white. The line's really easy to see. So it takes a lot of blending. So we're going to turn him around. I'll show you the blended side. There we go. There's what your Scotty's going to look like. Just a little bit more of a curve here, but you can work that out. And then a straight top line and up to the tail. So we're going to blend in this side. Now the head is what differentiates a Scotty from a Schnauzer. Everybody calls my Scotty a Schnauzer. The Schnauzer actually has got your longer legs. Again, they're long-legged terriers, whereas Scotty is short-legged terrier. But your beard and your the way you do the head of a Scotty and Schnauzer are different. Okay, so now when we got the body going, let's work on the head. So we're going to trim all the feet. Trim all the feet around where they're nice and tight. And we're going to bevel the back leg. We're going to bevel the hop inward, which gives them their cute little bouncy run when they run. So here are your beveled hocks. So all this will come out, and then it'll come in on the feet. So when they walk, it will give them that little swish. This is when his furnishings grow all the way out. The front foot. You're being so good. Okay, so now we've got the body done. Let's work on the head. Because there are sensitive areas with Scotties when they are hand stripped, it's become acceptable in the show ring with a lot of terriers to be able to clip the what we call the flat work, which is the head, the cheeks, and the under here. So this is called their flat work, and you want that really, really, really tight. So we're going to take a really short blade and go in and take this flat work down. Very good, Jack. So we're going to take the cheeks off first. Good boy. You're all right. Good boy. Gotcha. And underneath there is a line under their beard where you're going to bring it up to. You're going to take all of this out. Yeah. You're going to go up to this line, which then goes around to a mole, which is located on each side, which is right in here. So that's your lines right there. Then this, I'm going to do a backward blade on this. It's not going to be as short, but you can take it as short or tight or as loose as you want. So we're going to go in and show this chest off. They have a very strong chest. Oh. I'm going to do the top of the head. And then we're going to take the ears short and make our tufts on the inside of the ear, which help protect the ears from getting dirt and water in them. Good boy. Good boy. Now we're going to trim around the ears. On this side, you do not want any hair behind the ears. So when you're looking at them straight ahead, so we're going to take all this off behind the ear. Now if your Scotty has, whoop, come here, Jack. Scotties are being bred now with shorter ears. To get a more short look, you're going to go, to get a longer look, if your ears are too short, you're going to leave hair on, you're going to blend in more hair on the end. But if they're longer and you want to make them look shorter, you're going to take it all the way up. And Jacks are a good size. My Scotty has bigger ears, so I have to work with them. So you take it all the way down, and another trick to make the ears look shorter is you leave more fill-in hair inside the ear. And then sometimes a little Sharpie will do too. So making it darker and putting more hair there will make them look shorter. You bring hair up, it makes the ear look shorter even though it's not. So now we bring this hair around. Remember, no hair behind the ear. And then there are your tufts. Let's get this one. And now they have the little familiar tufts on the outside of the ear. And those show really good when they perk their ears up. So the head is supposed to be brick shaped, like a brick. If you put this comb down, you want this to be a straight plane. So what you want to do is fill in up here what will make it look straighter, or if there is a difference. So here with Jack, we're kind of on the nose. We need to fill in some up here, which we've taken it down, but that's how you would do it. You would take this shorter and that longer to make it look like a straight plane. So you have a plane here, straight, and that's your conformation for a Scotty. And then the eyes, you want to take out everything between the eyes. Using thinning shears. You want everything to look as natural as it can. So once you have everything between the eyes, you want to blend the sides in. So you want straight here, straight, straight. You want the brick look. And then we're going to take off the edge of the corner of the eye. And then the difference with a Scotty and a Schnauzer is Schnauzer's beard is going to start behind here. A Scotty's beard comes down more. You're going to cut into the cheek and into underneath the beard. It's more of a rounded look. The Schnauzer is just going to be straight angle. So you do that on both sides, and it really makes a difference. That's where you see the difference between a Schnauzer and a Scotty beard. And then your eyebrows, you want to pull down, and you want them to grow to halfway down the muzzle. So his are almost there, but not completely. So we're just going to neaten them up and let them keep growing. And all this adds to the balance of your dog and how they fit in with their conformation according to the breed standard. And then you can neaten everything up. And And then that's it. You've got a Scotty. So trying to get him in good, you want head down, that pretty neck, strong neck up. Pull the feet back. And there you go. And you can still work with the top line, getting the top line straight. But that's what you want to go for right there. Good job, Jack. And that's a Scottish Terrier. Say hey to the camera. Yeah. Good deal. Thanks for joining us. And the next time we'll have another breed and more information about that breed and how we groom and how we use the art of grooming to basically hide faults according to the AKC. None of our dogs have faults. I mean, really, our dogs are perfect. But according to the AKC, we have the breed standard, which is a good thing. It's a good way to keep dogs healthy and at a certain way of looking. You know, we love our purebred dogs, but we love our rescue dogs too. So these are some things you can use with your rescue dogs and or your non-show dogs. You can work to make them look like that breed. So thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Say bye, Jack.